this is Matt from Serato. I'm here to give you a quick demo of how to do beat grids. Now, if you're new to Serato DJ, this will be a new thing to you, or if you use Scratch Live with a bridge, you may be familiar with it, but I'm going to run you through the basic steps. So if you've got a track that is really straightforward, like that starts on the one, you're probably not going to have to worry too much about setting beat grids. For example, the song Rack City, if I analyze the file, it's going to apply a beat grid if I have this option set, as well as a BPM. Now if I load this up, you can see that it's placed the beat grid on the one, and if I play it through, it's all good. If I skip to the beat, you can see that the grid is all in time if I zoom in even more so. And you can actually use these little markers to count through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And every major beat is indicated by a stronger white line. Now if you go to the top, you'll see that the first beat is indicated with a set warp marker or downbeat marker, and that is red, and that is the beginning of the song. That's the first beat, and that'll always be red. Now I'm not going to have to do any editing to this. Obviously it's already good to go, so I'm just going to eject it. Now that beat grid will be assigned to that track, and it'll always pull up when I load it again. Now with another song like this one, you can see here it has some sounds at the beginning before the drums start. So now if I analyze this, the algorithm thinks that the beginning of the song is unfortunately where the first sound is, so it's not able to detect the kick drum currently. So now when I load this song up, you'll see that it's saying that the beginning of the song starts here. So that's incorrect, but it's got the beat grid, the BPM value pretty correct. So there's a couple ways I could do this. If I zoom out, it's probably a little easier to show you. I can enter edit grid by pressing edit grid here, and I can slip the whole grid across. So what that's doing is that's moving the whole grid as one across to the one. And I could set it there, and I could check later in the song to see if it's pretty good. That's not too bad. So let's just jump back and hear how it sounds. Slip it over a little bit more, and we're doing pretty good. So that's one way of doing it. Personally, I find that a little bit labor intensive and cumbersome, and I don't really want the beat grid to start there. I actually want it to start on the first cue point. Now I've got a cue point here, and that's the downbeat as far as I'm concerned. So I actually want to clear the grid. So I'll enter grid edit mode again, and I'll just clear it completely. And then I'll set the downbeat marker right here with the set beat marker. And if I get kind of off or whatever, it'll still snap to the biggest transient. So I'll just press set, and you can see it's done a pretty good job of getting that right on the beat. And because the BPM value is already calculated, the rest of the track is fine. All the way to the end. So all I have to do now is just press save or enter, and now that grid is locked in there, and it's good. But to be extra safe, if I want to lock this completely to the file so that if I need to analyze my files again and I don't want to erase it, I'm just going to press Control on my keyboard and click the little icon here. If it's an iTunes file, it'll be an iTunes logo. If it's nothing, it'll just be blank. And now you see it's got this little padlock. So if I try and analyze it, you'll get a notification down here that you can't analyze it. So that means every time I pull it up, it'll be good, and I won't have to worry about reanalyzing it. So that's pretty much straightforward beat gridding with the accurate BPM value. But certain songs, like old soul songs and so forth, well, they're not going to have accurate beat grid because they have a live drummer, and it's not locked into a grid when they recorded it, so it's not going to be locked into a grid in Serato. And there's other songs like transition songs like this one here. If by GTA and Diplo that starts at 130 beats per minute and then transitions down to 110 down here. So if I analyze this file, it's going to analyze it at the mean BPM value, which is the overall beat value. So when that's done, I'll pull this up and you can see it says 110, and if I play the song, clearly this is not right. Even if you were counting along, there's no way that that's relevant to the song. So I know that automatically my beat grid is off. So if I go back to the top, I'm going to enter the edit grid mode again. I can zoom in if I want, and I can count along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I know that the next major 1 beat is going to be there. So really, all I need to do is just adjust this all the way up to here, and then kind of get a pretty good idea if all the other ones are falling in line. So doing pretty good. Oh, you need to use the adjust function to just adjust slightly the grid. But if you notice, if I go back here, this one's not moving at all, and that's locked in there. So that's marked by a red marker, and that's a set beat marker or downbeat marker, and that's going to stay locked in there as long as I've kept it. Now if I need to set another one of these, I can just press the set beat marker, and so I'll get it kind of close to what I want to set it, and I'll press set. Now you can see it's red as well. If I want to erase just that one though, I just have to get kind of close to it and press clear, and then it'll just erase that one, but it'll keep the previous one. So now I can continue on with the rest of my song to see where we're at with the rest of the beats. So it's off again. I'm going to need to line it up. Now I can set another beat marker easily by just pressing X on my keyboard. You'll see that's kind of snapped to the transient now, and that's going to be locked. So everywhere from the beat 1 to beat 25 is going to be locked in between there. Now before I waste too much of your time, I'm just going to skip to the breakdown. I've fortunately got them marked with cue points here where it starts and where it ends. So I'm going to jump to that cue point there, and I'm going to set a beat warp marker right on that cue point, and that's locked in now. Now the transition starts happening after bar 49, and this is when we're going to have to start using more set beat markers to adjust the pitch. So, adjust the tempo. So as I play along, I can kind of count along. So there's obviously a point there where I need to set another one. Another one there. There's a snare that starts coming in, so I'll set another beat warp marker there. Another one there. Another one there. Another one there. And this is kind of the end of the transition, so I know that we're going down to about 112, 110, so I can start kind of using the adjust to adjust the BPM after this point. If I need to jump back, I'll press my cue point. Now I've gone way too far. So now we're at 110. I'm just going to skip to another part of the song. And you can see that even towards the end this is all locked in at 110, so we don't really have to do too much. And we're good, so I'm just going to press save. So now if we go back to the top, you'll see here that the beats per minute value is 130. And then once the transition starts happening, you'll notice that the actual BPM starts changing here, and it will do on your virtual deck too. So it starts going 123. That's obviously incorrect, so I can enter the grid edit mode and just delete that one if I want, just by getting close to it. Boom. So we'll go back to the top there. Enter to save. 122, 119, 117, 115, 112, 110. And there's all my beat warp markers. Press save. Now if I eject that, you can see it's writing to the tag, so it'll be stored on the MP3 file if I give it to my friend, or if I don't, or if I need to move it to a different hard drive or onto a different computer for whatever reason. Now, just to be extra safe, I'm going to lock that. Obviously, I put a bit more work into that one, so it deserves a lock, so I don't erase it. Now, if I try and analyze it again, it won't overwrite that beat grid. So that's transition beat grids, basic beat grids, and a bit of beat grid know-how. I'm going to do another video a little bit later on about using older funk songs and rock songs and so forth that have varying BPM ranges and how to lock them in with an accurate beat grid. But for now, that's all. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.